we want to go ahead and take a look at the top 3 rookie performances of week 1. So we have 3 of them each. Drew, go ahead and start us off. Where are we going to start?
I'm going to go on the offensive side of the ball. Weapon-wise, I shouted this man out last week. He's the only bright spot on a team that's not going to do anything this year, who also on my list of hot seats for the coaches. You're on your own 40-yard line with 7 minutes to go. It's 4th and 1. You decide to punt. Good job, Antonio Pierce. I'm shouting out Brock Bowers. He lined up in the tight end spot. He lined up out wide. He lined up in the slot. He led the Raiders in targets and catches.
Yeah.
14 times in line, 24 times in the slot, twice out wide, and once in the backfield. That is a super versatile chess piece. I wish the 49ers had him, because he is just going to do fantastic things for his entire career. And it would be nice if they could find some decent quarterback play. That way they could take advantage of his run after the catch ability, but that remains to be seen. So my offensive rookie weapon of week 1 is going to be Brock Bowers. And I don't think it's going to be the last time I bring him up.
Probably not. Mine is going to be the very glaring, obvious one that everybody watched on the first night of football. The fastest man at the combine, Mr. Xavier Worthy, 2 receptions, 47 yards, 1 touchdown, and then on top of that, a carry for 21 yards and a touchdown. He looked pretty incredible. And now let's go ahead and take a step back on just those 2 alone. And let's just say, if you're clicking on the video for the first time, go back and listen to our predictions for the rookies. And I just want to say we're pretty spot on for a lot of them. You called out Brock Bowers. I called out Xavier Worthy. We said they both were going to have good games. I said Jaden Daniels could be possibly poised for a big game. He had the best rookie quarterback performance out of all of them. So a lot of good predictions that we had going on. So again, Xavier Worthy, 2 receptions, 47 yards, touchdown. Drew, you called it out. You said that Andy Reid was going to use this guy all over the place. They're going to gadget the shit out of him. You saw it on one of our YouTube shorts. So exactly how they used him: 2 touchdowns and a total of 68 yards in his debut.
And shout out to every single hater of the 2020 podcast that said I was an idiot for taking Xavier Worthy in our mock drafts over AD Mitchell. Because I'm pretty sure AD Mitchell had 1 catch for 2 yards, and Xavier Worthy is going to he's on Tyreek Hill rookie touchdown watch. That's all I can say. So, and to be clear, Xavier Worthy had the best performance out of all the rookies on the offensive side of the ball, but I already knew we were going to talk about him. That's why I went Bowers. So shout out to Xavier Worthy. He was definitely number 1 on the offensive side of the ball for the rookies. Weapon-wise.
And that's the reality of this, is Drew and I are picking different guys, so you're really getting top 6 rookie performances of week 1. Drew, on the defensive side of the ball, I had Mr. Jared Verse on my defensive side of the ball. 4 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, 2 quarterback hits, and 6 pressures. Tied the rookies with pressures this week. I almost went with a Mr. Marshawn Nealon from the Dallas Cowboys. But unfortunately, he couldn't grab that sack, and they had almost identical numbers outside of that. But Jared Verse got the sack. He deserves this spot for getting a rookie spotlight on the performances of week 1. Who did you have?
I thought that what Latu did was pretty good. I was a little concerned with the fact that he just provided not much in the run game, in the run stopping game, which is where Jared Verse shined.
Yes.
So I'm going to go with Latu. There wasn't a ton of rookie defensive standout performances. Cooper DeJean didn't even make the field.
Yeah. Quinyon looked pretty good out there on Friday.
Quinyon did. Terrion Arnold was picked apart pretty badly.
He was.
Ennis Rakestraw made the field for them later that game because there was some injuries. Ton of injuries for the Rams in that game. Nate Wiggins, he played a little bit for the Baltimore Ravens, and he looked pretty good, but limited snaps. So I went with Latu here just because he had more snaps. I think he played 30 or 35 snaps. But Jared Verse in the run game was pretty impressive. Obviously, it didn't help them on that last drive, but that defense was just so gassed at that point. A lot of controversy. I don't know why we're carrying these playoff overtime rules and not carrying them in the regular season. That's absolutely stupid to me. Now, the fact of the matter is the Rams were absolutely gassed. I don't think they were going down the field and scoring there anyway. But that's just stupid that we're doing this in the regular season and not in the postseason. It's just dumb.
I agree. Who's your third?
I'm going to give a shout out to my boy Dominic Pooney for the 49ers because we just ran the shit down the Jets' throat. But I'm going to go with Joe Alt. He was fantastic. I mean, Max Crosby tried, and then Max Crosby said, "No, I'm gonna go over to the Slater side. I'm gonna go after Slater."
Right.
For some reason, I am a PFF guy, but I think that Joe Alt won like 42 of 44 snaps. PFF didn't love him as much, but again, they're watching the individual play, and maybe he missed some stuff in pass protect that didn't actually affect the play. Obviously, we only see the outcomes of the play. So if a guy whiffs, but they throw a 30-yard pass, then we don't care that he whiffs. So I'm going to go with Joe Alt. I know there was a lot of controversy with the Chargers selecting him because they needed a wide receiver, but I think they found one. So
Joe Alt just did not give up a quarterback hit, pressure, or sack, and had a 79% pass block win rate this week. I chose a different offensive lineman. I went with Talisi Fuanga from the New Orleans Saints. He led all rookies with a 94% pass block win rate, which is just kind of absurd. So he looked great. He felt great. And what's great is I already knew coming into the season, he's great at run blocking. That's what he exceeds in. He's nasty. He's disgusting. He's vicious when it comes to that. What he needed to improve on was the pass block stuff. And then, yes, I know it's the Carolina Panthers, but at the end of the day, as a rookie and you're switching sides from right tackle to left tackle for the first time in your career, and you get a 94% pass block win rate, it's impressive, and it should be shouted out 100% for the week 1 performances.
Well, he's got a certain somebody named Micah Parsons lined up against him next week. So we'll see if we're talking about him on the podcast next week. And if we are,
definitely going to keep an eye out for that, especially when you say, I already talked about Marshawn Nealon. He had 6 pressures. D-Law had, I believe he also had 6 pressures. So everybody on the Cowboys defensive line looked pretty good, but also let's contextualize that a little bit. The Browns were missing their 2 starting tackles. Now the right side of the New Orleans Saints offensive line with Trevor Penning is god awful. He's horrible. So let's see how much they attack that left-hand side.